Hello, everybody. My name is Christopher Carl. I'm with Project Swarm, with Eric and Jonathan, and I'd like to present to you all the work that we've done. So first, once you go to this website, which is publicly accessible, you can use it on your mobile, you can use it on a laptop. We come to this home page. First things first, I want to talk about the types of data that we're dealing with. There's some projects. So different types of data have different organizational needs. So you might have, in our case, we are the Swarm project. There's also a Linux VM project and a demo project, which I will show you briefly. You can also see the kinds of devices. There's one that is currently running on the Azure VM, which is a device, so to speak, kind of like a Raspberry Pi, but a little bit more powerful. There's a weather node, which is a real device, currently in Florida right now. It is 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So hopefully we should see some good data coming out of that. Now let's actually talk about that data. So if we look at the raw view, and let's try a graph view for a little bit. You see here that we can select a project, so let's actually go ahead and do the Swarm project, because that's the one most interesting. And let's check out the single weather node. We currently don't see any data because we need to select some of the keys. So let's have a look at the humidity. So as you can see, humidity is all over the place at 7 a.m. all the way to 3 p.m. But you can see that this is real data. This is clearly not a stochastically driven uh, fake data, so to speak. Let's also check out Lux. Okay, so this is interesting. You saw how the graph suddenly turned completely unreadable. So it's because when we put lux and humidity in the same place, humidity is on a scale from 0 to 140, but lux is on a scale significantly higher than that, all the way up to the thousands. But either way, we can select the exact data that we want to see. We can see, what time and what date we want. We can also have a look at the table view. Now, when we have a look at the table view, this is more for, standard data science operations. Where instead of looking at a graph, visually, you might be thinking about making your own graphs. So if you want to, hi kitten, if you wanted to select your own data and perhaps export it to a CSV, you can do that. And the CSV, of course, is visible, and you can post-process it later, however you prefer. So let's talk about actually generating some other data. Yeah, it's an Excel thing. You can see that. So let's have a look at some of the demo code, which any of you guys can pick up and start using if you'd like. Let's go ahead and have a look here. So here's a quote healthcare device, so to speak. The important bit of code is that you are registering your device under some kind of project, and you're getting those IDs in terms of how we organize the data internally. And then finally, you are processing whatever data that you have in mind, whether it's from an actual sensor or in our case, this is all dummy data. And then you are uploading it to the raw API endpoint. And you can do this over, many samples, and you can adjust the sample rate. So I have a few commands here that I'd like to try out. So here we are instantiating a weather monitor, so to speak. We're calling it under the demo project, and we're giving it so my host name is going to be ccarl-mobile. That's the name of my laptop that I'm recording this on. And we're going to be able to see that the device count is going to increase when we do this. So let's go ahead and run this. This is the first time we're running this. So let's go ahead and instantiate that. Oh, I'm not in the right directory. That's pretty silly. 1 second. And it should be noted that the way that devices are registered is that there's a file on the device itself. So if we go here, oh, I actually got rid of it. Perfect. So we're completely in a fresh state. Let's go ahead and start running that. Let's go ahead and run the second device. So this is a computer monitor, which is doing things like CPU, and it's my personal CPU. Okay, that was a strange Control C character. Ah, I see, I copied it badly. Okay, now this is, which one is this? This is a smart home, so think refrigerators and wattage and that sort of thing. The illustration being that you can provide any kind of data that you'd like to our service, and we will go ahead and consume it for you. So now looking back, this is updating, slowly over time. You can update the real-time sample rate, so to speak. Let's go ahead and make it a little bit quicker. But the project, this demo thing, maybe it's a little bare, maybe we want to improve it a little bit. This is description. You can check out right now. You can provide an image if you like. It's just an HTML link. Now, if we go back to our devices, we should be able to see that, yes, all of our devices have populated. So there was a home device that's collecting home data, a health device that's collecting health data, a weather device that's collecting weather data, and we should probably see a computer stats data somewhere. Maybe. I don't know what happened to it. Oh well. So let's have a look at the graph. Let's plot all this stuff. So let's go ahead and select a project. Let's muddy the waters a little bit. I want to select multiple projects here. So how about I select the Swarm project, but I also want to select the demo project, and let's see what we get. And let's say we actually want to go ahead and tell you what, just do all the devices, whatever, why not? And let's actually also select all the devices from the demo group as well. So it doesn't make sense that the computer device would be able to see temperature, for example, and it would make sense for the temperature device to see, CPU frequency. So let's go ahead and adjust that, and let's have a look at what we see. So if I only select these few keys, it should make sense that we only see data for those keys. Now, granted, this is, displaying over a longer period of time, but let's say this experiment was going on longer, we would be able to see that more clearly. Let's actually isolate these devices so that we only get the one that we want, so that we can see exactly the kind of display that we have in mind. There we go, so that's much nicer. So as you can see, this is the CPU that's represented in blue. We have disk percent usage in black, which is steadily increasing, which is concerning for me. And then we also have memory consumption percent. Let's also check instead the home and health experiments and see what that data looks like. So as you can see, no data is being populated here in the graph because they wouldn't have those data keys. But let's say we select them and we want blood pressure and glucose. Why not? So as you can see, we went ahead and disaggregated which line colors. So these black ones are going to be from the health device, and these purple ones are from the health device as well, but are measuring glucose respectively. I want to thank you, and please feel free to use this. Feel free to use this whenever you'd like. Thank you.